Hey, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to our first Facebook Live event with the Muslim Legal Fund of America. Inshallah ta'ala, we're going to introduce to you what's behind the door. As we're doing this live, we have people coming in and walking around, so it's going to be a little bit chaotic because I know everyone here is going to be interested to find out what's behind the door. I just want to introduce to you first and foremost, my name is Abdullah Al-Mamoon. I'm the Deputy Executive Director of the Muslim Legal Fund of America. As many of you know, we collect funds, we collect zakat and sadaqah by visiting masjids and communities throughout the country. Alhamdulillah, we've been doing this work for the past 16 years. We were started in 2001. And as we've been doing this work, we've gotten to help and develop relationships throughout the country. And as we've done this work, we've come across some of the best attorneys in the country, some of the most brilliant attorneys in the country. And inshallah ta'ala, you're going to find out what is behind this door. Let's go and check it out. Come on in. So, with our funds that we collect, we actually hire attorneys, and we've been doing that work for the past 14 years until 2014, where instead of funding individual attorneys and cases, what we realized the best thing to do for America and for the Muslims in America is to establish an institution where our funds would grow as well as our knowledge and experience and where the community could benefit from. So in August of 2014, we established a non-profit law firm or pro bono law firm called the Constitutional Law Center for Muslims in America, CLCMA in short. So today, inshallah ta'ala, our goal is to show you what your funds have been funding. And without further ado, I want to introduce to you the managing attorney, Catherine McDonald.
Hello, welcome to CLCMA. We're glad to give you an opportunity to see what we've got going on here.
Thank you, Catherine. And she's going to give us a tour with in regards to the office, in regards to the attorneys. So I just want to show you some of the waiting area here before we start.
Yes.
If you want to mention what these are.
These are some pictures and newspaper articles about some of the attorneys in our office. Linda Moreno, who is a national security attorney. This is some newspaper clippings when she represented Sami Al-Arian in Florida. And next to that is a Chicago Tribune article, Charles Swift. He represented Toa Rana up in Chicago, and a successful outcome to that case. And then we also have just a newspaper clipping from a building article that we, prior to moving down here where we were working in Seattle. There's a Wall Street Journal article here, Charles Swift. That was, I believe, the front page of the Wall Street Journal when he was representing Salam Hamdan, who was Osama bin Laden's driver. He represented him down in Guantanamo Bay successfully, acquittal, and Mr. Hamdan is now back in Yemen.
It was a Supreme Court case as well, and for the law students and the lawyers that are out there, we hear this all the time. They actually refer Hamdan versus Rumsfeld all the time.
Yes,
it's actually a case they've been studying.
It is. It's a first-year law school class that they have. And we also have some additional awards that glass awards that Charlie has received for Charlie Swift, who's the director. Various awards for reaching out above and beyond in working for criminal justice. We have a conference room here. This is our conference room for clients, our client conference room. While we have clients throughout the country, we have a federal practice through numerous districts, many states in the union. We do have individuals who are in Texas or can come by Texas and can meet us in person. And this is the conference room generally where we would meet and talk to them if they're able to come by and have a look.
So now that we have entered CLCMA, I want to introduce some of the staff here. And Catherine, if you want to introduce our...
Yes. This is our current receptionist, Abu Bakr Ibrahim. And Mr. Ibrahim, or we call him AB, is originally from South Africa. And he has a law degree from South Africa. And he's going to be moving over here this next month or two as a business paralegal in our new business development department. And so he's been with us the last year, and we're looking forward to having AB. AB takes a lot of the incoming phone calls, incoming case intakes. So if you're going to call CLCMA, chances are he's going to be the first person you're going to be talking with.
Congratulations on the new situation, new position. In regards to the business side of it, subhanAllah, since 2011 till today, there has been over 300 masjids and institutions who've lost their 501c3 statuses, many times because of the institutions, but more often than other times it's that the system is so wrong that they don't have help. Alhamdulillah, CLCMA has hired a non-profit attorney to help them with that, and we're going to meet her later on today.
Okay. This first open area that you're coming to, it's called the hatchery. It's where we say we hatch new attorneys. Right now there's nobody in it because we generally have students from the local law school who work here during the school year and during the summer. And a lot of the students who've been volunteering and working for us, they have finals coming up here this next week or so. So they're not working here right now, but we have a full set of folks going to be here starting in May. 4 students, all from SMU University. We're going to be reaching out to other universities this next year. We'd like to be able to get some of the best law school legal talent we can throughout the U.S. So we'll be soliciting resumes and wanting to get new students on board.
So that means if you're interested in interning and you're a law student, please do not hesitate to get in touch with CLCMA on their website.
Yes, and we do take students who have completed their second year of law school. So if you finish your second year of law school or starting your third year, or in your third year, we're interested in talking to you about potential internship. Let's see. Over here we have, 2 individuals we'll introduce.
Hello.
This is attorney Sela Ashai, and she is our immigration attorney. And this is Tyler Gately, and Tyler is our new immigration paralegal.
Okay.
And perhaps you can give a little chat out here to what you do and some of the cases that you're involved, or type of cases you're involved with.
Sure. So Tyler and myself, we work on. Am I looking?
Yeah.
Okay. Tyler and myself, we work on immigration cases, and we represent people who are Muslim or perceived to be Muslim, Asian, South Asian, Arab, or perceived to be so. In immigration, where there has been discrimination based on religion or perceived ethnicity. And that means we do a lot of cases where people have been targeted as being inadmissible or removable based on alleged terrorism, inadmissibility grounds, or CARP, which is the Controlled Application Review and Resolution Policy. It's a discriminatory policy that was promulgated unlawfully that targets people, and in particular people who have been put on the terrorist watch list for pretextual denials. So we're working in the Army for 4 years.
Yep, served in the Army for 4 years, and then came from the nonprofit world where I did advocacy, marketing, and communications, and really excited to be here.
Yeah.
Great. So this is 3 of our 4 immigration team, or two of our 3.
2 of our 3.
Two of our 3, and we'll introduce you to number 3 here.
One of the things that I want to mention in regards to immigration side of it is that out of the 3,000 or number of masjids that you visit throughout the country, you'll notice that the number 1 issue that masjids and Muslims have is immigration. So we're really grateful for Sela and the rest.
Okay. And this next office is, we have 2 new interns, or 2 attorneys. This is Christine Cruz, and Christine is one of the immigration attorneys that works with Tyler and works with Sela. And then we have Zanab Khan.
Hi.
And Zanab is also a new attorney. Both Christine and Zanab took the bar this past summer and passed, and they are now full-fledged attorneys working for us, doing research. And,
Very smart attorneys, by the way.
Yes.
Very smart. And
So,
I just wanted to mention that.
So, and we're really lucky to have a broad diversity of folks. Zanab speaks Urdu, and Christine speaks Arabic.
Shoya.
so it's great that we can communicate really well with
Zainab
folks.
speaks Arabic as well.
Again, very little.
So you've been here since September, but you worked as an intern?
Yeah, we worked actually me and Christine worked as interns together our last summer before graduating, and we both went to SMU Dedman School of Law, and it's been a great couple of months working here. I work on mostly like criminal cases and civil cases, and Christine works usually on, I'll let you say it.
Well, it's immigration and civil cases as well. It's very rare to get an opportunity to work in constitutional law issues so fresh
Absolutely.
out of law school. So
Yeah.
we're very happy and grateful to be here working for the cause.
Well, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for everything that you guys are doing.
Thank you.
All right, so this is our staff conference room. Now, the room you're walking into now, this was just opened up about a year and a half ago. This was new expansion. As we were here for a year, we realized that we were going to need to hire more staff, more people, and so we set up a staff conference room, more offices, hired more employees. We're up to, I believe, 14 individuals now, 12 attorneys, and 2 support staff, and we're in the process of hiring 2 more support staff, actually 3, 4, 5. We've got a lot of people working here now, and it's been wonderful. It's a good crowd. It's a good crew. So this little conference room of 10 people has quickly become too small. So, but we do keep up on cases. That's a computer screen up there, so we'll do review cases that we're doing. We'll do trainings, and a lot goes on in here.
So one of the things that we like to say whenever we visit a masjid throughout the country is that if they ever visit Dallas, we want them and we want you to come visit us and see everything here live and meeting in person as well, to see where your donations are going towards. Alhamdulillah, and we're really appreciative of the attorneys here that are working diligently and extremely hard.
And we're next up is, let's see, we've got Christy. Christy is our civil attorney, and Christy's
how are
from
you?
Dallas, and she's been practicing for quite a number of years.
Yes.
And she came on and joined us about a year ago.
Yes.
And
just
so
over a year.
she's,
Mhm.
all the civil cases we have, federal filings, reviewing cases, she's been
Mhm.
a wonderful anchor to keep us moving forward in the right direction, and a
Aw.
terrific find. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about some of the stuff you might do?
Sure. So the types of cases that we handle in the civil context are almost always in federal court. And some of them involve when religious rights have been infringed upon, or our clients think that they have been. Some of that may actually end up goes to a federal civil court for prisoners who want a halal meal program, much like a Jewish prisoner might want to eat kosher foods. A Muslim prisoner may request halal foods, and that will end up in a federal civil court if the internal processes were denied. We also have a few cases where we have employees who were denied access to access cards that they need for their jobs, so they lost their employment as a result. And some other employment situations where people just weren't given a reason other than all of a sudden out of nowhere they're considered to be a security risk and nothing happened and they're not told of anything they did wrong. So they're looking into what can they correct. We also have some land use cases where mosques want the same rights and the same zoning opportunities that churches have, and we work to make sure that hopefully they get those.
Great, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Christy.
Thank you.
So we're moving down the attorney hallway here, and next we have Marwa, and this is Marwa El Bailey. And Marwa's originally from New York, and she's been practicing now for 6 years, and she's our project resource management attorney. So Marwa is keeping busy with projects that she's got going on, habeas petitions. So do you want to tell the folks some of the things that you do?
First, I got to ask you, what's habeas? What's
Oh.
a habeas petition? So for the non-legal speaking people, what's a habeas?
So a habeas is a motion to vacate or set aside a conviction. So we have three habeas cases in the office currently. We filed one on the behalf of Ziad Yari, which is still pending, and we recently filed one on behalf of Hafiz Khan, which is also still pending, and we are working on a third for Dr. Rafiq Sabir, which we are looking to file in May, inshallah.
For those of you who have heard me speak ever, I always talk about Imam Hafiz Khan everywhere almost. So really appreciate it, and every person that knows Imam Hafiz Khan knows the sincerity and how much of a good person that he is, and on their behalf, I'd like to thank you for your efforts.
It's a joint effort. Nobody in the office works alone, so we all help out on these kind of cases.
Thank you, Marwa.
Thank you.
And this area here, you met Tyler Gately a little earlier, the immigration paralegal. This is where Tyler's working. This is a newly expanded area, so we are still in the process of outfitting it with staplers and garbage cans and proper chairs and computers and stuff. So this is Tyler's area.
All the resources of
all the
an
resources
attorney.
of an attorney. And then this office here, this is Linda Moreno's office. Linda is an attorney in New York, and she comes down to Dallas 1 to 2 weeks a month, and she does national security cases. She's our criminal and national security attorney. She represented Sami Al-Arian
Wesley
in
Snipes.
Florida, Wesley Snipes. She also was on the team that represented Leonard Peltier in California. So she's licensed in both California and Florida, and we're very, very fortunate to have her. She's an excellent, excellent attorney and a great force in this office. We really are fortunate.
She's one of the top attorneys in the country.
And she's worked on many cases in the past that MLFA has done. We've got 2 more brand new attorneys, well, brand new within the last year. We have Sam Cole and Leo Yu. And Leo is originally from China. He has a law degree from China, so we're talking about diversity. He also speaks Chinese. As I mentioned, Xana speaks 2 languages. Christine speaks another one, and we've got Chinese as well. So Leo started about a year ago, but he's also an intern with us. And we also have Sam Cole, and Sam does criminal cases, is a brief writer, and he's also been here since September, and passed the bar this past summer. So both are licensed attorney. Very excited about having passed
So
the bar.
Leo, what are you working on?
My side of work are basically First Amendment issues regarding the freedom of speech and freedom of religion, and especially for the Rulupa case, we call them, is about how to help the mosques to build their buildings or their schools in a town where the zoning board is not exactly supportive and friendly.
One of the best speeches, in my opinion, that was done in the Imams Conference that MLFA held, the Imams and Board Conferences, was Leo's presentation on how to deal with certain sensitive issues as an imam. And I thought he did a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
Because it was a very critical issue that imams and board members have to deal with, but he did it very, in a legal fashion, in a very fantastic fashion. So
Thank you.
I wanted to mention that. And what are you working on?
I'm working on, as Kathy had said, I'm working on criminal cases. One of the issues that we deal with a lot, or that I've been dealing with a lot, is abuse of the material support of terrorism statutes, where instead of using those statutes for what they were originally intended for, the government has been abusing these and essentially using them to chill, people who just want to support charities, and so we're trying to make sure that that does not happen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Leo.
Thank you.
Okay, moving to another office.
One of the things that we also want to mention, what Sam is working on, is very important for all the charities and Muslims that have to give zakat. It is one of our fundamental tenets, and unfortunately, many of the legislations and fear-mongering efforts have been towards that when you give zakat, when you give sadaqah to an initiative that you feel very worthy of, sometimes that has been used, unfortunately, unfairly. So, alhamdulillah, we have these attorneys working on our behalf so that we can fulfill our religious rights.
Okay. Next up, we have Miss Sherry Crittenden, and Sherry is just started with us in January, and she is our business compliance attorney, and she's originally from the Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area, and she's worked for many years in the nonprofit world, and her job is to go around to the mosques and make sure the mosques are doing what they need to do to stay in compliance. And so Sherry can tell a little bit about what she's doing and what type of things she's working on.
Hi. One of the things that, the primary thing that I've been retained to do is to do a governance risk and assessment of nonprofits to see where there may be exposures and see what steps that we can readily identify and be able to make recommendations to protect them from any type of potential risk. So one of the ways that we do that is we look at how their board is operating, we look at internal controls, we look at their policies, primarily in fundraising, and we help them develop good governance principles to ensure they can, again, isolate and protect the organization from risk. And one of the things that's unique about what we do is we tailor it specifically to the mosque or the community-based nonprofit. And so we take a deeper dive into how they operate and what practical applications that we can make. And in addition to doing the governance risk and assessment, we're also looking at other support activities, such as providing a legal toolkit, reviewing their employee manuals, providing one-on-one coaching sessions for the boards. And the goal to make this an iterative process, so it's just not an event, so they can embed good governance all year round as they plan for the life cycle of their organization.
And I know board members are going to ask, what's the cost? It's absolutely free. The only cost is the expenses. Your zakat and sadaqah is for this effort, so that we can make sure that our institutions are established here, so that our institutions are protected. And also another thing that MLFA has been doing, alhamdulillah, another project is that we've been doing legal conferences throughout the country. Inshallah, this year we have 15 planned. Find out which one is nearest to you. And Sherry is going to be there, so if you want to invite her to your masjid for a governance meeting or assess what you're doing, please visit our website, CLCMA.org or MLFA.org.
Okay, thank you, Sherry.
Thank you, Sherry.
Okay, now you'll notice if you look at the floor, it goes from blue carpet to brown carpet. We just broke ground on a whole new 1,700 square feet of office space because we are just growing like you wouldn't believe. So the brown carpet, the new area, is the new office. We're just in the process of getting all the computers hooked up, getting the phones hooked up. In fact, we assembled the phones yesterday, and we need to get them put in place.
I just want to let you know why we're growing. It's because the need is just, it's growing, unfortunately. On November 9th, I believe, our CLCMA received the most calls ever from non-Muslim attorneys saying, we want to help. And unfortunately, we're facing this sort of calls and requests throughout the country. But with your donation and with your support, we're able to do this right now. So thank you.
So just quickly walk through here, just so you can see what we've got going on. This will be, Sherry's going to be moving into here as soon as we finish getting the computers hooked up. This is Sherry's office. And then this is where we have a business attorney. We're still in the process of interviewing and hiring for business attorney. These three areas are paralegal areas. We have business paralegal, civil paralegal. As I said, we're still interviewing for those positions presently, so we hope to get this fully staffed here by the end of May. And as we go through here, we have a new office manager that we're very excited about. A young woman named this is Narisa Khan. And Narisa just started a week and a half ago with us, and so she's going to be in charge of employee benefits, paychecks, copiers, filling in for paralegals, just doing a lot of things. Narisa is a paralegal, and we're very, very excited to have her. Welcome aboard. So, and just real quick, we have what we call our reflection room, so that folks can get away and have a little quiet thought. So we've got everything from the Quran and prayer rugs to kneelers and nice quiet lighting, so folks can spend a few minutes in quiet prayer or reflection or meditation. This is new copy room. We're going to be getting a new copier here in the next week or two. This is the new supply area. We're going to be moving everything from the old supply room back, and we've got their director Charles Swift here. So hello. So is this good lighting?
Let's walk this way. So Charles Swift,
You're talking to my head.
Yes,
The back of it.
is the legal director of CLCMA, and please speak to the audience about why CLCMA exists.
Well, CLCMA is at its heart a First Amendment organization. We were founded with a generous grant from the Muslim Legal Fund of America. And without the Muslim Legal Fund of America, none of this is possible. It was to do, MLFA in 2014 understood that they needed to do more. And they approached myself and others about creating a legal center. And what you see now is the fruition of this dream. So I'd like standing here because this is the next phase. You see that it's an empty room with desks and parts on it. But this gives you an idea of both the work level and the community support that we're getting, that we've been able to grow even beyond what MLFA originally envisioned. And the demand is certainly there. Our idea is to do three things. First of all, prevent. We want to prevent problems for the community. No one wants to be a client of CLCMA. If you're a client, it means that you're already experiencing discrimination. You're already experiencing difficulties. The first way to do that is through education, and as you mentioned, that we have seminars around the country. We have put in the organizational assistance program to give educational assistance. The second part of that is we give representation. And part two is representation before something goes wrong. That's advice on an individual level. Every week we get calls, at least one or two, from members around the country who've been approached by the FBI or have been approached by the government or are concerned about an upcoming immigration meeting or something like that. And we provide guidance because quite often an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. The last portion that we do is impact litigation. Out of the thousands, our advantage is because MLFA is in the vast majority, or I wouldn't say that, let me say that part. MLFA is in over 200 masjids every year and has extraordinary outreach. And because of that, we learn about egregious cases around the country. And when we learn about those cases, whether they're in immigration, whether they're in civil areas, or whether they're in criminal areas, then we take on that litigation. We're currently litigating on behalf of mosques. We're litigating on behalf of individuals. We're litigating with regards to property use, everything from property use to extraordinarily severe criminal cases. We're unique among every organization in that we do cases in every area. For example, CARE or others do tremendous work in civil area, but not so much in the criminal area. And we cover all of them. But we don't cover them in every court. We cover them exclusively in the federal courts. We are a federal court-based operation. And so, we litigate those cases around the country, and we are building up. While we are here in Dallas, Texas, one of the reasons that you see a few empty offices is we're always on the road, and we look forward to meeting you in your community.
Thank you, Charlie. One of the things that we realize is that Charlie travels just as much as the people at MLFA. Thank you, Catherine, for giving us the tour. And we really appreciate you doing this hard work. One last thing I want to mention about Catherine is that she's the one that manages all this chaos and good work that we're doing. And I wanted to thank you on our behalf.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's my honor to be working here.
Yeah, thank you. So now that you've seen CLCMA, what's behind the door, I want to introduce to you one of the co-founders of the Muslim Legal Fund of America and the current executive director, Brother Khalil Meek, who has traveled throughout the country, and many of you know him very well. He has coined me as Mini Khalil, but here's the real Khalil, Meek, who has strategized and developed CLCMA for what it is now, and also some of the other projects that the Muslim Legal Fund of America is funding. So I want to ask Mr. Khalil Meek to speak to the audience.
Assalamu alaikum. I just want to say thank you for joining us today and having an opportunity to meet the lawyers and to see how you, the community, has helped an organization start with an idea to not only support people in need and to fulfill an obligation of our religion, to establish justice, and to make sure that everyone in our community has an opportunity to tell their side of a story, but to help us institutionalize a process, to build an organization that is strategically focused, to be an asset for today, tomorrow, and for our children and our future. The Constitutional Law Center for Muslims in America, a project funded by the Muslim Legal Fund. You have met today some of the 15 attorneys that are still growing, and we are just getting started with what we expect to be the strongest legal representation law center for Muslims in America, especially on the issues of immigration, civil, and criminal at the federal level. And you have met these lawyers in a personal capacity today, but you can check out their bios, you can check out their website, you can go and visit CLCMA.org and see the work we're doing. But this is an opportunity to actually see the breath and the life and the spirit of the organization. So we wanted to take this opportunity to show you what your money is funding, to show you the caliber of people that believe in this mission, to show you the wide variety of support from people from China, from people that are non-Muslim, people that believe in America, its principles, its core values, and people who are ready to stand behind